Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 on the Mysterious JG. Switch back to our lunar staff. We seem to be out of the water for now, although there's more jumps to be made, it looks like. There's also more treasure chests to be explored. And they've got... I guess we really should be using more Ninpo. Oh, you guys. Just when I thought it was safe to switch away from the flails. Oh, I see you're using the actual path of the path of this thing. You are not, boy, that seems like a recipe for disaster. They were not flying over the air. They were flying over only this part of the path, which I guess in-game is considered an acceptable path. So the fish were following the same rules that Ryu is held to. That seems fair. Okay, let's not mess this up. Yeah, a small amount of yellow essence. Oh, there was a save statue. I'm not going to play the game of should I save or not. I'm going to save so that if we screw up, don't have to go back into that little water zone. Get in the zone, water zone. You are some kind of spider monster. I see no particular reason to let you guys get all the way up to me. Got some, oh, Jewel of the Dragon Seal. Wow, I'm getting a lot of these. Wow, that don't beat all. So let's go ahead and use that on Art of the Windblades, and then we'll have two fully leveled up Musa or Ninpos. And yet another reason to eventually actually start using some Ninpo. Right now we've got like the Black Magic Shadow whatever one equipped. I haven't really gotten a good look at those spiders yet because I killed them from a distance. So it's the land of bones and skulls. Sure are a lot of bones around here. Skulls. So I assume something nasty is around here. Oh, well, besides you guys. Damn, there's a lot of you guys. think I was actually doing better with the need that health though, so don't. Yeah, I wasn't going to do a UT right at that moment, so I kind of needed the health. Doing better with the lunar and with UTs than anything else. And now there's gonna be like a bigger boss than those spider guys. There might be a giant spider boss. That would make sense. It's like an awful lot of bones and skulls for there not to be something around here that eats people. Should have done that. You're gonna wake it up. Maybe that's his intention. It's like, wake up, whatever boss monster is. I'm sick of waiting for you. Ooh. Bone Dragon's ready. Seems to be susceptible on the ankles. Oops. I was debating. I was trying to season me. Big jerk. Oh, I thought I evaded that too. Oh well. I'm gonna do my typical anti-boss strategy of using lots of healing items. God damn it! I was trying to evade there. No, it didn't look like it. So you ram yourself into a wall with me inside of you to damage you. Well, I did a lot of damage though, I'll give him that. Come on, buddy. It's not letting me heal either. Yeah, this sucks, so I wasted my rebirth talisman because it won't let me heal once this attack has started. So I guess we're about to find out how much those cost. I guess we're about to find out what those cost to replace, because otherwise we got to redo that fight. Oh, we had a big glowing thing in his chest. I don't think we were supposed to attack that. I really don't like you, guy. You made me waste my rebirth talisman. Also, you're a giant monster made of skulls. Though it's hard to imagine you were responsible for all the skulls and bones down here, because it didn't really seem like you needed to eat. Let's get the lunar back. The weird twist to all this is that because we took so much freaking damage, you know, the whole us getting completely killed by its attack and I wasn't allowed to use healing items means we're not out that many healing items. It's just that the one we are out costs more than all the others put together. Oh, gotcha. Wall run. Of course. I mean, I could always use this as my I won't use resurrect thing now. I'll just let it go because I eventually just needed to hit a point where instead of worrying about wasting resurrect talismans, I just lost one and then maybe I'll just get one for free here. Who knows? Kusari Gama, a ninja weapon made from a sickle with a chain and weight attached. I mean, you never know when you'll just find one lying around, but it doesn't seem that likely to show up. The Kusari Gama, or chain sickle, is a traditional ninja weapon consisting of an iron weight and a chain attached to the handle of a sickle. While capable of a vast array of free-form attacks, it is notoriously difficult to control and requires extensive training. Crafted by master weaponsmith Shishido Tasai, this particular Kusari Gama is unusually long and heavy, making it even more unpredictable than normal. Although renowned for his unorthodox approach to making weapons, there seems to be some bad blood between Shishido and Muramasa. Alright, well, don't use this because I'll piss off Muramasa. I just completely... Okay, I had a brief moment of my TV just clonking out there. That was weird. This does not appear to be a great weapon against these guys, after all. Because I just took some serious damage. Herb of Spiritual Life. Well, that is one thing that I could use more of after that boss fight, but certainly not the one that would be a bigger boon to my pocketbook to have replenished. That gave me a lot of money, though. I think I'll just suck it up and deal. I don't think I'm going to go back and redo it. I'm sure I could have done a better job of avoiding those attacks, but... Oh, there's still one going. See, I can't even freaking tell, and they're still going. That is so freaking annoying. Freaking. Well, now I'm full up on everything except the Rebirth Talisman. Right? Yeah, I got everything full up except the Rebirth Talisman, which is, I believe, is going to cost me 27,000 karma. I think it's going to cost me, yeah, because it was 30,000. Then we got a discount. I thought there were enemies coming. Maybe I'll save on a different slot. I could always just decide I'm going to go back and redo stuff off screen. Oh, it didn't give me the chance. Well, there you go. I guess we just made our decision. I'm buying a new Rebirth Talisman, or I'm not, and I'm just playing without one for until we get closer to the end, and I'm just like, okay, I need every advantage I can get. What? I was trying to wall run, and I guess I didn't do it right. I mean, technically I could go back to... I could still go back. I think I've got separate chapter clear data from my interim data. Oh. Okay. I guess I needed to jump one more time. Interesting. Finally, a fall that the game decided was enough that it would kill you. Because generally, it's just like, you dumbass, now you have to jump your way back up. This time it's like, no, even a freaking ninja's not going to survive that. So let's get that right this time. Okay, so my next... What the... Cinematics? No, I don't want cinematics yet. There was an item I was supposed to get.
Finally, a worthy adversary has entered my castle.
Although he needed a rebirth talisman to beat the last boss. What a noob.
Shall be given a most fitting welcome.
Yeah, I know, we should be buddies, right? I'm a worthy adversary, we should be friends. Oh, he's Demon Lord of Storms or whatever, so he's making a storm. Check it out, guys, storms. Oh yeah, I mean they had been murdered on the streets by werewolves, these people, but I guess now they've got a storm. They really need to be concerned. There's no reason to screw up the weather, man. The weatherman. The weatherman uprising. Alright, but if you... Yeah, if you make the guillotine fire off, a crystal skull appears. That's a thing. Now we just got an awesome cinematic. Our penalty for repeating any of this stuff will be, if we have to go back to a prior save, we'll get to see the awesome cinematic again, so I don't see a reason not to use it, or to use it just yet. I think we should go around and try to find stuff. I'm looking for the next item that appears to be missable. And we'll be inside the kitchen, before the castle's kitchen, before there's anything that we can miss, I think. So let's fight around until we start seeing something that looks suspiciously kitchen-like. Oh, and there's a Muramasa statue coming up, so we can pay the piper for our horrible, horrible failure. Ooh. Oh, we get to pick another weapon to upgrade. Well, we've only really got two, unless it's going to let me... it won't let me upgrade it now. I guess we'll upgrade the Kasari Gama, even though I don't particularly know when I'm going to use it. I think it's probably pretty similar to the flails. 1800. Oh, it's not as expensive as I thought it was. So it was 20,000. I think we're making out like bandits because it's easy difficulty. Hopefully we don't need it. Because it's not exactly something that's like... Even on the easy difficulty, it ain't cheap. But it's supposed to be like, as Paul F. Tompkins would say, affordable. Oh, hey, I remember you guys! It's another enemy that becomes like, on Ninja Gaiden themed stages of Musou All-Stars, these guys become like generics who just appear in by the hundreds. Which they're not quite that easy in Ninja Gaiden that you can beat them by the hundreds, but well, you probably do over the course of the entire game. Oh, I'm completely healed. So you're doing good until you're suddenly not. I was going for UT on you, you son of a bitch. You made me waste all that essence. And you did damage to me, which was almost secondary to wasting all that essence when I just got done spending a fuck ton of essence on... Oh, hey, we're on the other side of that drawbridge that we didn't lower before. We just created a weird little path to it. I think you're supposed to... Now, I saw for the fact, you're supposed to fight these guys with the Zunit drops, which I don't really use because I haven't been using the weapon that lets you do them. I think we're okay. I do love just slamming buttons with the bow staff, though. Bear in mind, we can backtrack back to that save point. We probably will. If it'll let us. Obliteration technique. It's the only way to live. Well, actually, yeah, that was a UT. That was an obliteration technique, and now an ultimate technique. Well, it was only level 1, so it didn't actually finish anybody off. So this is my welcome. My proper welcome is just... Oh, hey, you guys are going to be shooting range stuff at me while I'm trying to fight? That doesn't seem fair. I should probably shoot you. Oh. Another one of you guys first. Oh man, with the dark magic storms and shit, suddenly the beautiful water looks all urine-y. There's probably guys I'm supposed to be dealing with on the ground now. Guess not. Because now that this thing fires slow enough that you have to be careful with your aim, because if they're moving around, you're gonna miss. You don't lead them, and their auto-targeting isn't particularly good at helping you lead enemies, nor should it be. At some point, you gotta do something. Alright, it seems like it would be fair to go back and save before actually entering the castle proper. Let's see what all the cool treasure chests are about. Really gotta start remembering that I've got an info. Hell, it might have helped me against that boss. I'll try using it against Wolf, actually. I'm almost positive we're gonna fight him before this chapter's over. Well, there you go. We completely skipped a save point. Castle gate stands firmly shut, making final assault impossible. There must be another way inside. We'll find it together, you gentle Ryu. Well, not that gentle, but we already know for a fact there's a ladder over there. But let's go back and use this save point, and then ignore the newer save point, climb up, and see if we can backtrack to it when needed. I wish it would let me save 2 level 1 upgrades for a weapon and opt to upgrade something to level 3, because I don't. It's great that they have this cool variety of weapons to use, but I'm pretty much going to stick with a handful that I can feel semi-comfortable with, you know. So we've kind of cleared this section of Castle Event is. And we've gotten away from the demon fish for a while, so that's good. Yeah, the demon fish and those little weird bone spider guys, the enemies whose whole deal is that there's lots of them and they attack you in big groups. Generally, except against like actual bosses, when you're talking that big, I'd rather fight one or two big monsters. But we'll make our way up here and call it a video fairly soon. So even playing Ninja Gaiden 3, I keep expecting to have to kunai climb even when there's no challenge to it. It's just an extra button smashing you have to do, and then occasionally having an enemy waiting at the top that you gotta kill. And that was a waste. Oh, more of the ranged guys to be fought. Surprised, I would think they would be out here. Pay attention, guys. We don't want to get into the castle kitchens and not realize it. Okay, that was pretty obnoxious. I just completely blew my defense there. Looks like I should be able to smash this window. Ninja Juvenile Delinquent. Would make it like an interesting Mystery Science Theater short, like the juvenile delinquency shorts meet the Sandy Frank films. At last, they had come together. I hate when I'm guarding and then the second I let go, I suddenly get hit. It's A, to you, the viewer at home, it just looks like I wasn't guarding at all. It just makes me look like a doof. And B, of course, I, get damaged and fail. Fancy schmancy window right there. What could that cinematic view of the window mean, folks? I don't know, but I think we'll find out together next time. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. Remember, we got a save that we haven't used that's just kind of back there, and it's probably too far to backtrack to now, but my efforts to get the most out of the free healing haven't really amounted to too much. It's, with one or two exceptions, it's generally when I get to the boss fights that suddenly I'm popping healing items like candy, because rather than, I don't know how I would expect it to do it on the first time unless I carefully read every fact and watch other people's videos, but I'm pretty much getting to bosses, not knowing how to evade their attacks, and being able to muddle through anyway. I'll tell you what though, even on the normal difficulty level with Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, I've been playing offline, there are certain bosses where you pretty much got to evade their attacks or you're going to die. Because that game doesn't let you, basically, that game just doesn't let you carry healing items, and that's what I'm finding is the thing that's getting me through in Sigma. Anyway, folks, enough of that. We'll be back next time as we continue to fight our way through Werewolf Castle.